In the previous two videos, we covered the most common causes of wet or flooded basements and how to prevent some of those issues. In this final video, we'll discuss how to keep your home's basement safe from water damage caused by sewer and drain backup. Fortunately, there are many steps homeowners can take. Whether you've lived in your home for many years or recently purchased it, be sure to find out where your sewer lateral runs between your house and the street. If you have an older home with a vitrified clay sewer line, inspecting and clearing the line may be especially wise if a tree is planted above or nearby. Roots have the ability to enter the pipe between pipe sections, eventually blocking the line and causing a sewer backup. If you are thinking about adding new trees, you should avoid planting them near the sewer lateral line, keeping in mind how large the mature tree's drip line area will extend. If a mature tree or trees already exist near the sewer lateral, consider having the drain line cleared. This will help ensure unobstructed flow in the future and provide you information on the condition of your sewer lateral. Downspouts that empty into cast iron or clay piping extending above the grade may indicate a connection to an old cistern or, more likely, a combination storm and sanitary sewer system. Downspouts should not be connected to either the storm sewer or sanitary sewer lines. They should always discharge above grade and several feet away from the house. In some cases, there may be older homes in older neighborhoods that still have downspouts connected to an early combination sewer system, which combines storm and sanitary sewers, but this is not common. Many municipalities have gone to separate sewer systems to prevent inundating and backing up the older combination system with all the storm water that is now shed from the new developments. Sump pump discharge lines, however, may discharge to grade or directly to the storm sewer. Your circumstances or municipality may dictate how this is handled, but generally, running sump lines directly to the storm sewer, if one exists, is preferred because it eliminates the problem of a frozen discharge line in cold climates. A frozen discharge line, that is, constricted or completely blocked, can result in a burned-up sump pump motor and, consequently, water in the basement. If your sump is discharged to grade, locating the discharge pipe outlet away from the house several feet is important. But care should also be taken not to discharge too close to property lines and hard surfaces, such as sidewalks and driveways. These surfaces can become slippery in cold climates during freeze-thaw periods. The simplest way to stop sewer backup is to plug the opening where it first occurs. This is generally at the basement floor drain, the sanitary sewer system's lowest opening in the house. However, a floor drain plug stops water from flowing in either direction. Therefore, it takes the floor drain out of service until it's removed. Because of this, it may be best to leave the plug out under normal circumstances and put it in place only during heavy rains. Unfortunately, this is not the most reliable method of protection because it requires you either be at home or anticipate when it will be needed. One variation of the drain plug is a drain plug with a float. It allows water to drain from the basement, but not allow a backup. When the sewer backs up, the float rises and plugs the drain. The advantage here is the float plug can be permanently installed far in advance of potential flooding and will not interfere with the floor drain's normal operation. The disadvantage with this option is that the plug is sealed to the drain outlet by friction. If the plug is not tight enough, pressure can eject it. Therefore, a plug is not recommended for flood depths greater than 1 foot. If this is likely, consider another option. Another option is to install a standpipe in the floor drain. A standpipe is an open-ended pipe that can be screwed into the basement floor drain to permit the flow of water back up as high as necessary, thereby delaying or preventing a basement flood from a backed-up sewer. Standpipes are typically 2.5 to 4 inches in diameter and can rise several feet above the floor to whatever height the homeowner thinks is necessary for protection. Because it is a pipe extending from the floor, care should be taken to make sure its presence is obvious or protected to prevent breakage or injury. As water in the sewer rises, the water in the standpipe rises with it. As long as the standpipe extends above the sewage level, it will prevent the sewage from entering the basement through the floor drain. Keep in mind, though, if you have a toilet or other fixture in a basement bathroom, the sewage will enter through the lowest fixture's drain line. You should consider one of the following solutions. A third option is to install an overhead sewer system. An overhead sewer is generally viewed as the most effective protection against sewer backup. A sewage ejector pit is installed under the basement floor to intercept and collect sewage flowing from basement fixtures, appliances, and floor drains. An ejector pump in the pit pushes sewage up above the flood level, and from there it can drain by gravity down into the sewer service line. A check valve in the overhead system piping prevents sewage from the floors above from gravity flowing down into the basement piping and pit. Keep in mind, basement fixtures and drains should only be used when power is available to operate the pump. Only plumbing fixtures on the upper floors can be used during power outages. All plumbing fixtures on the upper floors continue to drain by gravity to the service line. Unless the house is subject to overbank flooding, it is unlikely the sewers will back up above ground level. If the water does go higher, the check valve won't allow it to back up through the basement fixtures or drains. Although more dependable than a standpipe, an overhead sewer is more expensive, requiring a plumbing contractor, pipe reconstruction, and ejector pump installation. Another solution is to install a backwater check valve in the sanitary sewer line. A check valve or backwater valve is a simple flapper covering one end of the pipe that allows water to flow in one direction only. Water flowing out of the house pushes the flap open, but water attempting to move or back up into the house forces the flapper to close. One advantage of this method is an automatic operation. No electricity is needed. While not as foolproof as an overhead sewer, their installations are less disruptive of the basement and less expensive. If your home frequently experiences wet basement problems, you should contact a professional with experience in this area to evaluate the situation and recommend possible solutions. Planning and prevention is always the best defense against sewer and drain backups. Why not take stock of your home's defenses today?